Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth. And we are on Van Helsing's route. We have just had quite a turn of events where it turns out Finis is not the be-all end-all that we thought he would be as a bad guy. And it turns out Alistair is actually the man behind everything. As far as we know. We still haven't found out what happened to Dracula, though, and I have the feeling that he's probably been subjected to the Hidden Strength program by Alistair is what I'm thinking. Let's see where this leads. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Why? Why would you do such a thing? What did you plan to get from it?
I do have a goal, but I don't feel it necessary to explain myself to you. Put simply, this whole series of disturbances is part of a sort of hobby of mine.
A hobby?
Yes, I have an immense interest in the human species. Humans are beautiful, but where do you suppose that beauty lies? I believe that beauty dwells in fear and anger. I just went to see it. I want to see that moment when London, Britain, and all the world shine with humanity's beauty. Stop it, Jimmy. Stop these meaningless jokes. You still can't comprehend it. I'm telling you that you've all been tricked by me. Abraham, you were very capable. You and Finis had the ideal relationship of hate and being at one another's throats. As a result, it gave me some time to figure out how Finis was achieving immortality, and I was able to give him a complete death.
Please explain it to us.
I really appreciate it, Abraham. Now that Finis is out of the picture, I can finally achieve my long-standing ambition.
Your ambition? Wait, wasn't it to get revenge on Finis?
Revenge on Finis? Why would I need to do that?
You were like me. He took your family hostage, didn't he? And after the war was over, he had your family killed just like mine.
That was a lie.
That's what I thought.
What are you talking about? It's an undeniable fact that your family was murdered. I saw their bodies with my own eyes. How could that be a lie? Pardon my poor choice of words. They were murdered, yes, but not by Finis. I killed them with my own hands.
What? Why? Why would you do such a thing?
Fine, let me expose the trick to you. This is a process I need to go through. Abraham, Finis didn't take your family hostage during the Vampire Wars 2 years ago. All that was done by me. And after the war, he wasn't the one who ordered your family's death. That was me too. And I left obvious clues behind to guide your hatred of Finis by making you believe that it had been his doing. I had faith in you. I thought you, with your implacable hatred, would be able to kill him. Basically, you were used by me, as my sword and as a pawn. I was the one holding the reins over your dreams of revenge. When did you start thinking this way? Since the moment I met you, Abraham Van Helsing.
From the very beginning, the object of Van Helsing's revenge had been standing beside him, manipulating everything about him. His agony, his anger, his grief.
You son of a bitch!
A gunshot rings out as Van Helsing roars. It doesn't come from his gun, though, but from the gun belonging to a soldier standing behind Alistair. Blood oozes from a new gunshot wound in Van Helsing's arm. Van Helsing! His voice is dull and lifeless. His eyes reflect only murderous intent.
Are they hidden strength, to tell the truth? I was the one who actually conceived of this method. Powerful soldiers with absolute obedience. Most of the earlier experiments failed, so I had to use Twilight to clean the mess. But now look at them. I succeeded in creating efficient killers who will obey any order I give them.
I knew it! I'll kill you.
I'll kill you, Jimmy. It's nice to say things, but it's not enough. I need you to hate me with all your heart and soul.
Alistair laughs as he says this, but it's hard to tell what he's truly thinking.
Abraham, I know you want to vent your anger, but you're not qualified to face me in your current state. I'd like you to be able to handle at least this number of enemies with some grace.
At least 4. Okay. Alistair snaps his fingers, and the soldiers, both in twilight and regular army uniforms, inch closer around us. They eye us hungrily, like predators observing their prey.
I'm going to excuse myself for today. Meet me at the Tower Bridge. I shall welcome you now that you know everything. Wait! Farewell, Abraham. I'm truly looking forward to seeing you again.
Alistair turns his back on us. Van Helsing raises his shotgun, but the soldiers close in, protecting Alistair.
Wait, Alistair!
I think I'll let that scream stand. Van Helsing's scream sets all of the soldiers to attack him at once. The battle is intense. The soldiers with hidden strength attack furiously. The maddened soldiers fall one after another as Van Helsing strikes them down. Then, everything is silent once more. No one moves, aside from Van Helsing and myself. Van Helsing is covered with so much blood, it's hard to tell if it's his or the enemy's. Red, so red. An endless stream of red drips from him. Alistair watches the lights of London from his place in the darkness. Everything is ready. It's all about to come to a close. But is it the end? No, not at all. This is just the start of everything. The word Azoth signifies both beginnings and endings, perfectly suited for him.
Abraham, I'll wait for you as long as it takes. The show is all for you. It's what is necessary to create the one and only being that is you.
He whispers into the night, then falls silent as he continues to stare out over the beauty of the city lights. Chapter 13. Stand By Me. The end to everything begins under the dim light of the moon. A group of cavalry ride down an otherwise quiet street. The sound of their hoofbeats echo through the sinister silence. The group is led by Captain Leonhardt, who holds full authority over the investigation of the Azoth case.
As if our plate wasn't already full.
He is in charge of protecting government VIPs guarding the city, searching for Azoth, and catching violent criminals. He has a mountain of work to tackle day and night, but he must put it all aside to go visit one particular place. Newgate Prison. A large prison holding a collection of violent offenders from all across Britain. He has been told that a number of prisoners escaped recently. Its imposing structure comes into view. Newgate wears a thin layer of fog. A disastrous sight spreads out before him. It looks like an intense battle was carried out here just moments ago. The employees are strewn about, their bodies broken. Perhaps they were attacked by escaping criminals. He rushes to their side, but most of the staff appear to already be dead.
Are you all right?
Does he look all right? He hurries over to the man, hearing his faint groans, but the worker is grievously wounded.
Please, tell Scotland Yard. The prisoners suddenly became extremely violent. They were chanting, Azoth. Azoth, him again.
The worker shudders and exhaled his last breath. Leonhardt offers a short prayer for the man's soul. Then...
Captain, this is bad. We just received a communique that... what now? Acts of murder and destruction are taking place all across London. That's hardly new information. No, sir. There have been almost 80 reports in the mere span of the last hour. Wait, that's impossible.
As soon as Leonhardt can call a relief party, he heads back to the headquarters of the Azoth Task Force. By the time he arrives there, the reports of violent crimes has increased significantly to an astounding 200 cases. Leonhardt's mind races as he tightly grips his communicator and gives orders to different departments. If these are indeed all being caused by the person known as Azoth, Azoth must be the devil himself in human clothing. We rejoin Lupin and the others, and finally manage to leave St. Paul's Cathedral after giving Van Helsing emergency first aid. That's when we notice that something is wrong with London. Mixed with the distant sound of thunder, we hear gunshots from every direction. Beneath the black sky, we see a number of thin trails of smoke rising into the air.
Huh? What is this? What's going on?
It would seem that there is fighting going on in multiple places.
But so much at once? It's almost like there's a riot.
Lupin notices something right away as we focus on the scene around us.
I think that guy is the cause of this commotion.
Lupin is looking ahead at a man wearing a prison uniform is holding a dagger covered in blood. His eyes are unfocused, and he growls like a beast. I've seen this state too many times. Hidden strength.
Ridiculous.
Van Helsing steps out in front of us, swaying slightly. Van Helsing, you're hurt. You shouldn't be putting yourself in danger. He doesn't reply and stares at the dazed man. The man leaps towards Van Helsing, but then strangely enough, simply slides down to the ground without anything further. What just happened?
That was a high-speed attack on a nerve cluster. Van Helsing simply hit the man once he was passing by. I didn't see it at all. He's always been highly skilled, but that goes beyond human capabilities. What exactly is going on here? All of you, return to the mansion.
He says this over his shoulder to us, then begins running with great purpose. Van Helsing, wait! Impy stops me when I try to pursue him. Let me go, Impy.
There, don't panic. Did you think I'd be rude enough to hold back a woman so obviously in love?
Impy hands me something, a small device that almost looks like a pocket watch, with a number of gears all over it. It has a screen and a blinking light moving farther and farther from its center. What's this?
It's sort of a tracking device. I put a transmitter on Van Helsing so you'll be able to find him even when he's gone. I'll let you hold on to that. You're clearly the one who needs it most.
Thank you, Impy.
We'll work with Scotland Yard and try to get this situation sorted out as quickly as possible. We'll leave Van Helsing to you. Whatever he might be thinking, he is still one of us. Take care of him.
I will.
街はこんな状態なんだ。
Considering how things are looking out there, make sure you take care of yourself too.
All right.
それでは
Well, Miss Cardia, I'll escort you to
私
him.
が彼の元まで
Well, it's a good thing somebody's going with her.
この強行
In this state of panic, someone to help keep things from being too unruly will likely come in handy.
Thank you.
Cardia,
Lupin calls out to me as I start to run.
絶対し
don't get yourself killed, no matter what happens.
I promise I won't. By the time Lupin arrives at the Azoth Task Force headquarters to meet Leonhardt, London is already in a state of mass chaos. The escaped convicts are murdering people, setting the city on fire, and just rampaging in general across London. Scotland Yard and the British Army are acting under Queen Victoria's orders to overcome the situation. But things are far from under control.
Azoth is Twilight's commander?
え
Yes, he said so himself. There's no doubt about it.
え間違い
My god, I knew that organization was acting independently, but who could have known someone like that was within it? We must track his footsteps as well. Where is Jimmy Alistair now?
そいつは今
Van Helsing and our princess are chasing after him. We'll have to trust them to find him. But
今アレスターを
Even if we did capture Alistair now, it wouldn't contain this chaos.
それなら
That being the case, let's focus on minimizing the damage being done now.
大丈夫だって
It'll turn out fine. It's not just Van Helsing after the man, our girl's with him too. She's the best lion tamer around. Not even that four-eyed beast can help from warming up to her.
what is all that supposed to mean? I don't understand you at all.
Cardia, you say?
彼女
What? Sholmes?
No, not Sholmes! Not when Lupin is here.
レオンハルト
Leonhardt,
You need to be more in touch with your romantic side. Love is one of the most revered human emotions.
that face!
さて
Well then, those lovebirds aside, there's something that we need to do.
みんな
First, I need to tell you something.
なんか分かったのか
Did you find any more information?
あ
Yes, I did. The motive behind all the Azoth cases so far, which connects everything.
Sholmes excitedly produces a map.
彼らが狙っている
This is what they are after.
ここだ
He points to a single location on the map. Buckingham Palace.
The palace? Is Alistair seriously trying to destroy the nation?
犯罪者に
The individual crimes going on don't have any logic to them.
これだけ
However, with this much data at our disposal, it's clear what kinds of orders Alistair is giving out as Azoth.
彼らはこの
Once the resources of Scotland Yard and the military have been spread thin trying to curtail the chaos in the streets,
政府を
Alistair intends to bring down the government, more accurately, Buckingham Palace.
What? Ugh, don't yell right into my ear!
Calm yourselves, gentlemen. As long as we know what he plans, all we have to do is be there ahead of him to stop him.
保証する
I guarantee that this battle will end in victory for us. However,
だが
however what?
ここまでの犯罪
This man, Alistair, who has the mind to pull off a crime of this magnitude.
それだけの
I can't understand why he would think this is possible, given his intelligence.
国一つで
Overturning an entire country is no mean feat. I would have thought he would know as much as well.
理解していそうな
Could he have some other objective?
さあね
Perhaps. I have no way of knowing at this point in time.
アレスターが何を考えてるか
I don't know what Alistair's thinking, but Van Helsing will be sure to stop it.
俺たちは俺たち
We'll just do whatever we can.
やる
Then, only a few minutes later, they are on the move. They head out to bring the criminals under control and ensure the safety of London. and to crush whatever Azoth has planned. Each time Saint Germain's sword flashes, another hidden strength foe falls. His movements are economic and graceful. One swing is all it takes to reduce any opponent to immobility. He has already defeated all of them that had surrounded us.
I apologize for the delay.
Surprised at the Count's strength, I silently shake my head. I heard stories from Lupin and Impy, but seeing his might in action amazes me. We'd been surrounded by almost a dozen enemies, and he defeated them all in no time, without a single scratch. Are they...
Not to worry. They're just knocked out, or otherwise incapacitated. I know the color of blood doesn't suit you.
Saint Germain smiles silently. Suddenly, we hear a noise. A heavy metallic sound.
What the heck?
A huge figure appears in the alley shadows. As far as we can see, it appears to be a giant man wearing a suit of armor. I've seen this before. That's right. Right before meeting Saint Germain for the first time, I saw this figure in the hallway of the mansion.
I see. What timing? Have you been tracking me?
What?
Miss Cardia, please leave this to me and go on ahead.
But...
You're going to save Van Helsing, aren't you? If that is where your happiness lies, I shall do my best to support you. And it is a gentleman's duty to support a lady's happiness. Go on now. Don't turn back and just run for him.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Saint Germain. His words give me encouragement, and I start running. The weather's not looking so good. The sounds of echoing thunder are getting closer and closer. I don't know if it's because the lightning that stains the sky white from time to time is making me uneasy. My chest feels strangely tight. Please be safe. I whisper this to myself as I continue running after Van Helsing. I hear gunshots and screams all around me. I simply keep running, without stopping at all for anything in the extreme chaos taking place all throughout London. I'm running on sheer impulse. Visions of Van Helsing falling into the darkness grow stronger in my mind. I'm certain that if I don't catch him now, my visions will come true. That's why. I'm coming, Van Helsing. How far have I run, chasing after his footsteps, when I finally find him again? With lightning flashing behind him, he stands there as if waiting for me, to stop me from following him, to reject everything I want for him. Right here, he is going to cut me off. The intent in his eyes is clear, even without exchanging a single word with him. After another crack of thunder, Van Helsing opens his mouth to speak.
Why did you come after me?
I thought I told you to go back to the mansion.
This is like the first time we met. The cold words of a hunter fill me with awe. The quiet yet forceful speech is directed straight at me. But I don't want to leave you alone. I'm coming with you. I desperately glare at the man in front of me with the same amount of determination and fierceness he is giving me.
It's unnecessary. I will go by myself. I'll take care of Alistair.
One step, then another.
Whatever happens to me is no concern of yours.
Van Helsing slowly approaches me.
Whatever happens to you is no concern of mine.
It almost sounds like the build-up to a speech marking the end of whatever we might have had together.
That's all our relationship ever was.
He's close enough now that I could reach out my hand and touch him. After advancing this far, he declares,
I don't need you, Cardia.
The thunder booms again, louder than ever. I open my mouth as more lightning flashes. That doesn't matter to me at all.
What?
He must not have expected that. I see his face, which has been as firm as an iron mask, twitch just a little. Even if you don't need me, I need you. That's why I'm going to come with you, and I'm not going to leave your side. I'm not exaggerating about this at all. I've made my choice. Even if it cost me my life, I'm never going to leave you all by yourself. We share the silence between us. Van Helsing makes the first move. He swiftly pulls his gun over his shoulder and points it at me. Then,
you said you'd put your life on the line.
He fires without any hesitation. There is a deafening boom, and a piece of the wall behind me is blasted away.
You're saying that you would be satisfied if you died right here and now.
He reloads the shotgun and points it at me once again. I need to get out of his way. I need to cut any ties I have with Van Helsing. Why is she saying that now? He won't miss me with the next shot. It's as if he declared this outright. But I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. If I leave you now, I know I'll regret it forever. It would be worse than dying. You're more precious to me than anything. I love you more than anyone. I'm never going to leave you alone again. His shotgun roars, almost as loud as the booming thunder. Over and over and over again. This continues for a while. By the time he brings down his arm holding the gun, the murky skies are spitting out fat drops of rain. It's obvious that his breath is uneven. The rain begins to fall so hard that my vision becomes blurred. I step forward.
Why don't you understand?
The pain in his voice echoes in the alley.
What do you want? Why do you keep following me? I need you to understand this. I'm going to my death. Why would you follow me there?
He grabs me firmly, not holding back his strength. He is so powerful that for a moment I think he's about to break my arms.
I don't need you. Stop resisting and go back to the others.
No, I'm not going back, no matter what, and I'm not going to leave you. My voice trembles at his threatening demeanor, but I continue to stare him right in the eyes.
You realize you might die, don't you?
I won't die. I'm going to live through this, and so will you. His grip grows even stronger, and I feel my bones creak.
Idiot. There's no guarantee. If you say you love me, then listen to me.
No, I'm not leaving you. Van Helsing grinds his teeth and glares at me with even more intensity. What he says next.
You're important to me. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to die. I'm only trying to distance myself from you because you're important to me. So why would you? Please, don't involve yourself with me anymore, Cardia.
And sorry everybody, but this is where we're going to break this video, because I believe that this is where the division is between the good ending and the bad ending. The choice here determines that. So I'm going to go for the good ending first, which will be all of the next episode, and then the episode after that will be the bad ending and his extras. So return for that if you will. I would hope to see you in some of my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.